when I got to start doing the character, Vince is like, I don't want you to be just another wrestler. You're a dancer.
Rewind, recap, relive. For over 50 episodes, the Revolutionary Force in Wrestling Interview.
When was the first time that you actually heard that you were going to play this character that we know as Fandango?
Tyler Rex and Kurt Hawkins were slated to be. They actually debuted on SmackDown as briefly in 2012 as dancers. I don't know if you remember that. They would come out as firefighters. They're essentially strippers, and
maybe like deep in my mind, like repressed.
Yeah, it was a brief. I think they briefly debuted in early or mid summer of 2012, and Gabe, who's a friend of mine, Tyler Rex, he actually left the company, so Kurt Hawkins was left with the gimmick, and then Brian Majors went to the office and said, "Hey, what about Johnny Curtis? He's not doing anything on TV right now." And they go, "Yeah, that's a great idea." And then they came up to me and they go, "We're gonna have you do the dancing gimmick. Hawkins is out." I go, "All right." And I go up to Hawkins and I'm like, "Dude, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean." He's like, he didn't really want to do it anyways, but he's smart. He grew up around the business. He knows that if they have an idea for you, you're not going to say no because you can make some money with it. But he's like, "Dude, don't worry about it. I didn't really want to do it that much anyways." So they sent me to dance school and
oh my god,
out in Houston. Yeah, to dance school in Houston for a couple months, and then it's like wrestling school, man. Dancing is so hard. It takes years and years and years to get good at it, and it was frustrating because it's how bad I was at it, and I knew that it took a long time to get really good at it, and I just wanted to be good enough to be able to fake it, and and then so I started doing live events, house shows, doing the dancing gimmick, and NXT. I think we did it down there a couple times, and then eventually started running vignettes in early 2013. That led to a program with Chris Jericho that was in WrestleMania that year. So,
how did it come about that you wouldn't actually wrestle until WrestleMania? Because I remember I was looking at back the vignettes today that you didn't say your name in that elegant way that you were telling your opponents to early on in those vignettes. So was that just something that was like planned as you were rising?
No, it's funny. So, like life imitates art. So we actually filmed Vince paid to rent out the whole Highland dance ballroom in New York City. We went there and filmed vignettes for a couple days, and it was a super expensive set. And he didn't like the way I said Fandango. So he scrapped the whole thing, and he came and produced the vignettes himself. So me not pronouncing the name the way he thought in his mind actually turned into a gimmick, into a shtick that we did on TV. And then, my whole career up until that point, so I started in 99, this is 2013, 14 years in the business. I was always just a good wrestler, like a good hand, I was always compared to like Brad Armstrong, Arn always, I was tagging with Joe Henning a lot, and we were just good wrestlers. We weren't really characters. That was always my critique down in FCW. You don't have a personality. So when I got to start doing the character, Vince is like, I don't want you to be just another wrestler. You're a dancer, So I've got a bunch of wrestlers. I don't need you to be a good wrestler. So everything that I was everything that was ingrained in my brain and everything that I kind of knew and kind of leaned on, I was comfortable with, was just, being a good wrestler was kind of out the window. Now it's character time. It's learning to cut promos, staying in character, learning how to cut promos in character, in a different voice. And so I was kind of learning on the fly a lot, and I would go down to FCW and work with Dusty on my off days. And Terry Taylor, actually, I owe a lot to. He put the whole entrance together, and Terry's got. I would go work with Terry's a good friend of mine, man. And the day I got fired, he called me, and he's a really good human being, man. He's got such a great mind for this business, and a lot of things you see on TV right now have gone through Terry and Dusty and Dr. Tom Pritchard, Norman Smiley, Steve Kern. There's a lot of people in the back that don't get a lot of credit. They're the brains, Arn Andersons, the Malenkos, the Fit. You know, a lot of those guys. They're the masterminds behind a lot of the cool stuff you're seeing on TV. But so just learning to play that character. What was the question? I'm out here in left field.
You answered it great. That was just Vince came up with that.
Rewind, recap, relive for over 50 episodes. The Revolutionary Force in Wrestling Interview.